I made my ex think his PlayStation had connection issues for calling me names. When I was 20, I was dating this guy named Tyler, who was great most of the time. But when he drank, which was like every Friday and Saturday night, he turned into a complete jerk. He'd call me names. Stupid, bitch, annoying, all that fun stuff. Then the next morning, he'd act like nothing happened and get mad at me for being upset about it. I told him a million times to stop, but he'd just say I was being too sensitive and that everyone talks like that when they're drunk. No, Tyler, everyone doesn't call their girlfriend a bitch and then expect her to make them breakfast the next morning. The thing that really pissed me off was that he'd do this name calling while he was playing video games online with his friends. Like he'd be yelling at the screen, then turn to me and say something mean, then go right back to his game like I wasn't even a real person sitting there. His buddies could probably hear him through the headset and nobody ever said anything. One night he called me a bitch 3 times in the span of like 10 minutes because I asked him to turn down the volume on his game. I was trying to study for an exam and his screaming about Call of Duty was making it impossible. That's when I had the idea. See, our PlayStation was connected to the Wi-Fi through my phone's app. I'd set it up months ago when we first moved in together because Tyler couldn't figure out the network settings. So technically, I had control over it this whole time and he had no idea. I opened the app on my phone and just clicked disconnect. Right in the middle of his match, his character just froze on screen and he started freaking out. What the hell? The internet just died. He got up and went to check the router, pressing all the buttons, unplugging it, the whole thing. I'm sitting there watching him panic while doing my homework, trying not to smile. His phone was still connected to the internet. The TV was streaming fine. Everything else worked perfectly. Just his PlayStation was having issues. He spent like 20 minutes trying to figure it out. He even called his friend Mike asking if their internet was down too. Finally, he gave up and restarted the whole PlayStation. While it was powering off, I reconnected it through my app. So when it booted back up, boom, everything looked normal again. He's all relieved going, oh, thank God, must have been some weird glitch. He loaded up his game, got into a new match, started playing. About 5 minutes in, right when his team was about to win, I disconnected it again. Tyler absolutely lost his mind. Are you kidding me right now? He jumped up and started the whole troubleshooting process again. Checking the router, checking his phone, checking if I was streaming anything on my laptop. I told him my internet was fine and maybe it was just his PlayStation acting up. He insisted that wasn't possible because it was brand new. I did this probably 4 or 5 times that night. Every time he'd get settled back into a game, I'd wait until the perfect moment and disconnect him. His friends started messaging him asking what was wrong with his connection. Tyler was convinced we needed to call the internet company. I told him we should wait until morning because it seemed to be working fine now. I made sure to only do this when he'd been drinking and calling me names. If he was being nice, I left his PlayStation alone. But the second he started with the insults, boom, connection issues. What made it even better was that it was random enough that he couldn't figure out a pattern. Like sometimes I'd do it 3 times in one night, sometimes I wouldn't do it for a whole week, but it was always after he'd called me something nasty. His friends started making fun of him for his terrible internet. One of his buddies literally bought him a new Ethernet cable as a joke. Tyler spent like $60 on some fancy gaming router thinking that would fix it. It obviously didn't help. I kept this going for months. He never once figured out it was me. Eventually I broke up with him because the name calling wasn't getting any better and I was tired of dating someone who treated me like garbage. But before I moved out, I disconnected his PlayStation one last time just for fun. According to his Instagram, he switched to Xbox a few months after we broke up. Guess he never could figure out what was wrong with his PlayStation connection.